Hi, everyone. Mike Allegre for Full Access Sports here on the Bearcat Sports Network. And this week, our special interview with one of the ladies basketball players. Well, she's one of our two seniors, and that's Rebecca Josephson. We're going to call her Bekah because she prefers that, and I prefer it too. One thing before we get really started into the meat of the interview, since you've been off the floor, you and Beeson, the two seniors, Alexa Beeson, you both get called Bekah all the time, and there's something about there's a can or something someone puts a quarter in every time they call you Bekah. Or call her Bekah. Well,
it's anytime because Coach will sometimes call me Beeson too, so there's just a jar we're putting in quarters for it.
So, yeah. I owe you $2 because I counted 8 times in the last few weeks, so there's $2 I have to give.
Yeah, add into the fund.
Yeah, into the college, pay back the loan fund.
Yeah, well, as of right now, it's the Jamba Fund.
Okay, it's the Jamba Fund. Mm-hmm. Now the serious part of the interview. First, thanks for talking with us. And the main thing is, here you are in your senior year. You're halfway through the season or halfway through the conference season. And there's one thing hanging over you, and we know that it's an injury. And you're not quite sure yet, but it looks like the season may have slowed down for you or might even be ending.
Yeah, it's definitely slowed down for a bit. I'll know this weekend whether it'll be season ending or not. So, yeah.
And we know what happened a couple of weeks ago. You went through a crowd on a pass-through and you got tweaked?
Yeah, basically someone just fell into it and got tweaked pretty bad. But
and I know you were in a lot of pain, but you've been on the bench. You've been encouraging from the bench as a senior will. And, of course, you and Beeson being the only two seniors. And, by the way, the team poster children but for their schedule. But how was that transition for you? It's not like it hasn't happened before, but how is it as a senior?
I mean, definitely different as a senior. When I got injured as a freshman, it was a little bit less stressful, I guess, or like sad because I knew I still had 3 more years to play. Now it was kind of like, I guess, more frustrating, harder to take, but, you know, it happened, so you can't really change it. Just got to move forward and try to stay as positive as possible and support the team in the ways that you can. So,
and one of the things that is, you're going to have younger players looking at you and saying, look how she's holding up to that. And I'm sure maybe you saw somebody when you were a freshman or sophomore that was older on the team that maybe inspired you.
Yeah, definitely. I know when I was freshman and sophomore, I played with Maya McFadden. Always really looked up to her. She just had the best attitude ever, even when things got really rough. And she was just always super positive, keeping everyone looking forward and looking at the good things that were going on. So,
when we look at the last couple of years under Peg, things have gone well. Now, the W's not necessarily have increased, although we're at 3 wins now, which is 1 more than last year. But what I notice is everything from poise to caring about the game, a lot of teamwork, and a lot of positive things, despite the W's are outweighed by the losses.
Yeah, I mean, everyone looks at the win-loss record, and that's what the outside looks at. But I think anyone who's been a part of the program or has seen what we've gone through has been able to tell the difference. And it gets kind of hard to keep talking about the moral victories and that sort of thing. But, I mean, I know that as things progress, they're just going to continue to get better. I have no doubt that the program will become really successful in the future.
We have 3 ladies out, at least for now, 2 for sure for this season. One's a freshman, another, she may have started and played a lot. So the 3 ladies that are injured could have contributed more. So we're having to dig back a little deeper into the bench, which is developing players. So that's a positive thing in itself.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like I said, kind of with the injury, you got to take the positives where they are. You can't control injuries and what's happening outside the court. So, you know, we are getting to develop some players, which is really good. And I think a lot of the younger girls are just learning and getting a lot of experience, so it's really good.
And, of course, a lot of you guys are juniors and seniors, have been starting since you were freshmen and sophomores. One thing before I get to a little bit about your personal and your academics and where you're heading is, and it just is probably as much as exciting for me, is a couple of guys don't play very much. They're good practice players, but sometimes don't play much. And when Ari Musser hit those shots at UPS and at Lewis and Clark, I almost cried. It was so cool.
Yeah, no, that was awesome. Ari always puts in a lot of really great energy on the bench, and like you said, she's a great practice player. So like, out of anyone, she definitely deserves to hit those, and that was really awesome for her.
And I see her crashing 3. The girl can hit a 3.
Yeah, definitely. She's very consistent from the three, probably more so than I am. So, I mean, all the power to her. She did really well.
Well, one of the things you're somewhat consistent in is your academics here, and what a great place to get an education. As a senior, you're going to be graduating, I assume, in May. And when you do, the degree is in what? And what do you think you might want to do?
My degree's in chemistry. Right now I'm thinking I want to go to medical school and possibly do a joint degree for MD, PhD. But I'm going to take a year off, definitely, for sure. I need a little bit of a break. And then hopefully build up my resume and then make my application a little more competitive. So,
when you went overseas and studied back when you were a freshman or sophomore, where did you go, what did you do, and how did that help you through your Willamette academic career?
I went to the University of Otago in New Zealand, and it was just awesome. I think it was really great to see how different countries have their education programs. So, like, here at Willamette, we have really small class sizes, 35, 40 people max. And when I was abroad, I was taking classes with 300 or 400 people. So it was maybe not for me as far as learning style, but it was cool to still experience it and see how it was done and get that experience.
So it sounds like you have a heart for medicine and perhaps caring for people, at least for now.
Yeah, definitely. I think I want to go into some kind of pediatric field. So I love taking care of people and little kids and families. So.
And on February 23rd, when it's all over, what's going to go through your mind?
I mean, it's going to be weird. I have started to think about that a little bit just because of the injury, but I think it's just going to be bittersweet almost, kind of like closing a chapter in one life and moving forward to the next one. But basketball has been part of me since I was in 6th grade, so I mean, it's going to be a big change.
It'll probably be a good change. Well, good luck to you. I hope everything goes out with the knee, and if you get bored and you have to sit on a bench, we can always give you a headset and you can do color.
Oh, sounds great. I mean, I don't know what to say, but that would be good.
Good luck to you, Rebecca. And with Rebecca Josephson, I'm Mike Allegre. Thanks for joining us, everybody, here at FullAccessSports.com on the Bearcat Sports Network.